στον ελληνοεβραϊκό ραδιοφωνικό σταθμό του Λος Άντζελες στο www.lahh.
אתם מאזינים לרדיו ישראלי יווני בלוס אנג'לס.
Συντονιστείτε στον ελληνοεβραϊκό ραδιοφωνικό σταθμό του Λος Άντζελες στο www.lahhradio.com πατώντας Listen Live και στη σελίδα μας στο Facebook. Tune in to LA Greek Hebrew Radio on www.lahhradio.com by clicking Listen Live and our Facebook page. Tune in to LA Greek Hebrew Radio on www.lahhradio.com by clicking Listen Live and our Facebook page. The more you listen, the more you like. LA Greek Hebrew Radio.
You're listening to LA Greek Hebrew Radio.
You are now listening to LA Greek Hebrew Radio.
Art Direction show with Vassilia.
Win the fight, bang, bang. She shot me down, bang, bang. And I hit the ground, bang, bang. Dead awful sound, bang, bang. My baby shot me down. Seasons came and changed the time. I grew up and called her mine. She would always laugh and say, remember when we used to play bang bang? And she shot me down, bang bang. And I hit the ground, bang bang. Dead awful sound, bang bang. My baby shot me down. Ooh.
Yay! This is LA Greek Hebrew Radio. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the Art Direction show. Welcome, Ilan. We have Ilan in our company today.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
I'm wonderful, Vassilia. Thank you very much.
Oh my God. And Ilan was driving. We gave him the wrong address. And then I was like, where are you? And he said, I'm here when you send me the address. And it was the wrong address. But finally, we are here. That's why I posted to you guys that we'll be a little bit late. So our show, the Art Direction show today is in English. Ilan is also from Israel.
Yes,
right?
It happens.
And sorry, I don't speak Hebrew. I speak Greek.
Yeah, well, no, it's all good. It's all good. It's language. It's what we are, how we communicate, right? So it's all good.
Exactly. And you may also listen to us as well from the Facebook Live podcasting and send us your messages. We'll talk a lot of things. We will talk about many things today. And also you may listen to us in our website on LaGreekHebrewRadio.com/listen live. And also we have the YouTube live as well if you want to send your messages here. And let's see the messages a little bit. We have some people in our company. We have Emilios from Cyprus. We have Michalis Meliou and Maria Meliou. Michalis and Maria Meliou, Ilan, my dad and my mom from Cyprus. In every show, they're listening to us,
Wow.
supporting.
Oh, that's great. Hello, family.
And Theonitsa from Paphos, Cyprus. Claire Spanos, Kalimera says, good morning and good evening from you, the beautiful island of Cyprus. We are listening to you, they say. And also Konstantina Stylianou from California. Lots of kisses in San Francisco. And Yorgo K, I think Yorgo is from Israel. Shalom to Israel. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. Shalom.
Well, how beautiful. Ilan,
Yes, hi.
how are you, first of all?
I'm wonderfully great, Vassilia. Thank you so much for having me. It's really a pleasure being here. Finally.
It's my pleasure as well. I can't wait. I want to talk about many things. For those of you that you don't know Ilan, I also posted many things here. His Facebook fan page, the Body, Soul, and Sound page as well, the website www.bodysoulsoundconnection.com, and also the Instagram, Body, Soul, Sound. And the event that is coming up, that we'll talk a little bit more about the event in the upcoming hour as well. Let's start a little bit. Ilan.
Yes, this is me.
So you was born in Israel?
I was born in Israel, yes. I was born in Israel.
How many years you're here?
In the States, 26, 27 years.
27 years.
Something, yeah.
Wow.
93,
From a very young age, I suppose.
23 or something.
Oh.
Yeah, 23, 24. Yeah, 23, 24.
And all this, all the passion about being a spiritual mentor, a sound healing therapist, it started from Israel?
No, actually. It started here. It started on about 10 years ago. Well, it reawoken. I was seeing things. I was spiritual when I was a child, and because of the way that I grew up and the environment, it was kind of shunned down. And about 10 years ago, I started discovering different studies and working with different healers, and that suddenly just start opening up. Just everything. It's just like you open the whole bucket and everything just pours on you. So the whole connection, channeling, spirituality, starting to understand, and this is all through trials and tribulations, through experiences, especially connections. The music actually is when I was 10 years old. I listened first of all to a first record of Mati Kaspi, and then I knew what is my passion.
First, it started with music, and
music.
And then you took it to a deeper level.
Well, first it started music, then I went to computers from music because I was fascinated, and still am fascinated between the world of the digital world, the synthesis between the digital world and the analog world, so to speak. Synthesis is kind of a combination, and then then I continued my music studies in Israel, and I went to also Berkeley here in Boston. When I lived in Boston for about 14 years. So in Boston, it is when things starting.
It was your first stop in America.
No, my first
She's
stop.
laughing.
Because you don't want to stop in Kansas City. I stopped in Kansas City I was in Kansas City for about 7 years. Then Boston, New York, and now I'm here. And from here, it'll be just back home to Israel.
You're thinking about going back.
Well, thoughts are important.
Yes.
We create what we want and what we speak and how we think. So it is there. But I do trust and I do believe that everything is, and I know it's in a noetic sense, that everything is happening because it has to happen. It happens in the way that it is best for your journey. For whatever you're experiencing, for wherever you're going, you're getting the tools that are helping your progress. And it is all how we look at things that will make things bloom and flourish, or will crumble and die. So it is all perception. But I always say challenging your perception is like a gym for your imagination, really, because
Exactly.
that.
There are some people that they find it difficult to find their own way of thoughts and the perception. Sometimes one day we're thinking something else, and then the other day something else, and then there's a combination, and then we're in nowhere and we don't know what's going on. And sometimes there is a specific kind of step that we have or we want to take, is better the word, we want to, than we have to. And I feel that sometimes people and the human being, it's a really good idea when you want to do something and you feel it inside you, to understand yourself first of all, and then what do you want and the others.
Yes. Well, what if you don't know what you want?
Exactly. What if?
Well, I mean, it happens a lot because we are living in the stretch of our human expansion. So we've expanded to so much, but now we're stretching, and we are so consumed, and we're brought up in this monetary and materialistic environment, putting everything on the outside, and everything on the outside is supposed to make us happy. Everything on the outside, I'm going to buy a new car, I'm going to buy a new thing, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And it is, and what is happening, we're remaining all the time on the outside of ourselves. This will make me, you will make me happy. Oh, you make me upset. Oh, you cause this to me and cause this to me. And it is really a difficult place to be in.
Yes.
where you're affected by the external. And really all our journey is to come internal, to come inside, to come in here. The longest journey that we'll ever make is 18 inches long.
That's the difficult part, though.
The longest distance that we'll ever make in our life is 8 inches from here.
I know.
Right. To here.
But it's the hardest distance as well.
Absolutely. We had Passover just now.
Yeah.
And passing from one state of mind to the other state of mind. Everything is rooted in Kabbalah, and it is. And when we move from one place to the other, there is a tension. There is a tension that is. Oh, the mic is also, the mic has a tension. Yeah, there we go. There is a tension that is being built up when you want to move from one place that you are so familiar with to another place. And there is this, no, I want to, no, I don't want to, no, I want to, I don't.
Exactly.
But as a starting point, sometimes if we don't know what we want, it is good to find out what we don't want. And sometimes, how do we know what we want if we don't know what we don't want? So it is to start clearing what doesn't serve us anymore. And so this is also the work that I do, is to help people map their experience, so you can look at everything as a map.
I wanted to start from scratch. And for people that they want to know also more things about you. And my first question, Ilan, is how it started, the bond with the sound healing, and also being a spiritual mentor is something really deep, and it's something that sometimes they say that you transfer energy, and you're willing to transfer an energy from yourself to somebody else, and this is also taking you a lot of energy to do it to many people, right? So how it started, like from a musician, it's one part. How it started to for you, for Ilan, want to go and help other people as well, because first of all you're helping yourself and you found yourself, and then you're helping other people, I suppose.
Well, I'm still looking for myself. We're all the time constantly growing. So
that's good.
Now it is a version of me, right? Or we get closer. 10 years ago we thought differently than we are today. That means we're not our thoughts, right?
Yeah.
If then and the other 5 years ago you thought of yourself something else. So we're not these thoughts. But to answer that, the music was natural to me. For a while I was disconnected from music because of the place that I was in. It was a place of a lot of confusion. It was like being a tin can in an ocean, like go from here to there, from there to here, stays there for a long time. And 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 so the music was natural. But what happened is I started about 10 years ago working with a shaman from Peru. And
What's shaman?
a shaman is this person is from an indigenous tribe. The word shaman comes from Russian, actually, and it says somebody that has one leg here on this side and one leg on the other, meaning we're the bridge, combining the world that we live in or that we make to ourselves, and actually the world that is. And how do we combine this? So this is what the shaman. So I worked with him for many years, and that whole process helped me remember where I come from, and how do I look at where I come from, and how do I look at everything that I've experienced. And that opened me back into the source, into my roots of Kabbalah and Judaism. My family is a long lineage of rabbis and Kabbalists and some known rabbis' names.
So you found this shaman in Israel or in another
actually
country?
Here in La La Land, in LA.
Oh,
Actually here, it just happened, and that was a period of time. People come into our lives because they are the teachers that we have to have, and the people that we meet are our best teachers, especially if they trigger us, especially if they are we get upset or triggered by something, because when you see something in somebody, we are a reflection. So it is this reflection mode that we don't like, or that we get a little bit irritated by. But then when we put everything in the map, then we can save ourselves from emotional decisions or emotional perceptions, but see things how they are. And so I started working with him, and then things opened up and back to, and that brought me back into Judaism and Kabbalah, because I really wanted anything but to do. When I was 13 or 14, my parents became ultra-Orthodox religion. And as a 13, 14-year-old.
Yeah, I was going to tell you this. Come a little bit closer for people to see you.
For people. Okay. if they so
there we are.
Okay. And so, so 13, 14 years ago, when I was 13, 14, my parents became ultra-Orthodox. So that pushed me away from anything that had to do with religion and Judaism. But when I came to understand how things are and how things operate, and to deploy it and to make it in my life, then I start understanding. And it is like in Judaism, we say na'aseh v'nishma, we'll do, and then the literal translation says we'll do and then we'll listen.
Asher v'nishma.
Na'aseh,
Aseh,
na'aseh, v'nishma.
Yeah.
So the literal translation means we'll do and then we'll listen. So many people will say, "Oh, what are you doing?" And then ask questions first, then you do something. But let me put you a scenario.
Okay.
Do you have kids?
No.
No. Okay. So if you have somebody who has a child, you know what's the best for your child. So if that child goes over that fence, there is a deep void and a bit, and they can fall there. But they don't know that. They don't perceive these possible perception, right? So you tell the kid, just do what I'm saying. Just do what I'm saying. Yes. Then later on, they can see, oh, yeah, that's right. Dad was right, or mom was right. I shouldn't have gone there. It's the same thing. We have many things here and many ways to be directed and to be guided that sometimes we don't understand why we do what we do. Mm-hmm. And so, and yet, and in this concept, in the way that we speak, because I focus a lot on how we speak, what our words, what the power of the words are, especially in Hebrew. It's a divine channeling of energy, each letter, and I give some talks different about this, different divine channeling of energy, and sometimes we say something and we don't understand, like in different prayers. But then if you go deeper, you understand that what we do is actually good for us. But the understanding, so the literal meaning is not as the real understanding of the word, which means we'll do and then we'll understand. And when we understand, when the mind understands, the heart understands
as well.
As well.
But you feel it.
You feel it.
You feel it.
You feel it. And then our body is our guide. So we go with the guts of how you feel, and how you feel gives you an indication of. The question is, are you aware of what your body is telling you?
Is it the instinct? Sometimes they say if you listen to your instinct, it takes you to the correct for you road, path, feelings.
Yes, and
because it happens to me. Like when I stopped listening to my instinct, there are a lot of things. Bad things happening to me, like I didn't want them to happen, but they happened. And then I realized, okay, Vassilia, you will listen what your instinct say. The first thought, your instinct, what do you want inside you? And I did this, and it was really good for my life. It makes me more happy. It makes me more good energy, good vibes.
Vibrant.
Yes,
vibrant.
So that was my question. If the instinct.
Yeah. So this is a very good exercise. Very simple. You have a feeling about something. You go into a room, you go into somewhere, and you're not sure. You have the feeling, but then you start, oh, you know what? But I think I shouldn't do this. Try to go back always to the absolutely first feeling that you had when you encountered that situation. Now, so what is the feeling? Now, the thing is, sometimes the feeling that it's like a knee-jerk reaction, may come from a wound, something that you're not, may come from a wound, right? Yes. And this is where in Judaism and Kabbalah, this is where we deploy and we bring our mind in. This is where there is almost the synergy in a perfect unity. We have a synergy of the head and the heart. Of course, we have the narrow bridge here, right? And so there is a verse in the Torah that says, and I'm translating it, do not lo taturu acharei levavchem, do not tour after your heart. A heart is like a tourist. You go into a town, oh, this is this, oh, this is that, oh, he looks nice, oh, she looks nice, oh, he and you just go by how you feel, right? Well, don't go after your heart, because your heart is just, it's just like that tin can, right? It gets excited. Now the question is this good for you? Is this good for you? Is this serving your goal, your calling, at least, or what you feel at that time? And looking at the result, what is the outcome that can come from this? This will be a good guide to see, okay, is this really good for me? Yes, I want to go with ABC, or I want to do this. But is this really going to serve me, or is this just an illusion of what appears to be? What can, oh, come here, we have money for you, we have materialistic joy and all this stuff, which is fun, which is nice. The thing is to be here, and this is a daily work, to infuse spirituality within the materialistic, to infuse that. How do we use this to expand ourselves, to expand those around us? So how
do we use basically all the elements of life, because still materialism is part of our lives?
No, it is. I'm not saying you.
Yes,
yeah, for sure.
I add.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm receiving a lot of messages also from Greece and Cyprus. I have 2-3 friends here that they want some translation in Greek as well. I will try a little bit to translate, because it was a lot of things that Ilan said, and then I'll stop a little bit when Ilan is talking. So I will try and translate that for you as well. So I'm gonna translate a little bit in Greek as well. Λοιπόν, ο Ιλάν έχει γεννηθεί στο Ισραήλ. Τα τελευταία 27 χρόνια βρίσκεται στην Αμερική. Έχει περάσει λοιπόν, έχει ταξιδέψει και έχει ζήσει και έχει σπουδάσει και μουσική στη Βοστόνη. Μεγάλωσε εκεί, ασχολήθηκε με τη μουσική αρχικά. Μετά ένιωσε ότι ένα κομμάτι του απομακρυνόταν λίγο από τη μουσική, μέχρι που γνώρισε shaman, right?
I'm not.
Shaman?
Shaman is
Shaman.
shaman.
It's from his...
Somebody who stands in the middle, the bridge between the old paradigm and the new paradigm, the old world and the old. And we are shamans.
Shaman. Shaman, γνώρισε ένα shaman, αυτός ο οποίος βρίσκεται στην ουσία στον καινούριο κόσμο, στον τώρα κόσμο, στον παλιό τον κόσμο. Δηλαδή είναι η ψυχή του και το πνεύμα του σε πάρα πολύ ψηλά επίπεδα. Δηλαδή πατά στη γη, αλλά η ψυχή του και το μυαλό του βρίσκονται σε ένα διαφορετικό level, να το πω έτσι περίπου για να καταλάβετε. Μετά όπου ο Ιλάν γνώρισε τον Σάμα, ανοίξαν κάποιοι ορίζοντες του και ήθελε να ασχοληθεί περισσότερο, κατάλαβε τη σημασία της ζωής. Απομακρύθηκε από τις θρησκείες, απομακρύθηκε από οτιδήποτε είχε να κάνει με θρησκεία, με Ιουδαϊσμό, με χριστιανισμό, και η οικογένειά του μετά είχαν γίνει ορθόδοξοι και συνειδητοποίησε ότι υπάρχει τόσο πολύ στην ουσία φανατισμός πάνω στη θρησκεία, όπου απομακρύθηκε από αυτό. Μετά βρήκε την ουσία του Ιουδαϊσμού, Judaism. Η ουσία του Ιουδαϊσμού, κατάλαβε λοιπόν τη σημασία της ψυχής, να ακολουθείς το ένστικτό σου, να ακολουθείς αυτά που θες στον εαυτό σου, αλλά να καταλαβαίνεις την ίδια ώρα ότι η καρδιά κάποιες φορές πηγαίνει όπως το μπαλάκι του ping-pong, μια από εκεί, μια από εδώ. The heart goes one way or another sometimes. This is what I'm translating. Οπότε στην ουσία ακολουθάς το ένστικτό σου, αλλά καταλαβαίνεις και εσύ τι θες σαν άνθρωπος, δοκιμάζεσαι σαν άνθρωπος. So, my question is, if you want to find what do you actually want, you said that it's best if you want to find what you don't want first, right?
I'm not saying it's the best. I'm saying everybody has their own way of finding things. And sometimes we have to go through these painful experiences.
It's giving you a hard time.
It's okay. There we go. I got it. Sometimes we have to go.
It's vibrating.
It is. Sometimes we have to go through these painful experiences, you know, to discover. You know, you go through and the work that I do, I work primarily with women who are ready to reclaim their power. I see you put my thing down.
Yes.
But
this is Ilan's website. It's www.bodysouthsoundconnection.com.
Yeah. And so, because what is happening, especially now in these times, and I wanted to bring this up, for example, after a relationship, many times you lose sense of north, you lose your direction. You know, there is kind of a confusion about what needs to be done or what do you want, you know. And sometimes you have to go through this experience, this excruciating experience, whether it is an abuse relationship, verbally, physically, whatever that is. And you have to go through this experience to understand what has happened, not necessarily with the other person, but what has happened with you, how you've experienced that relationship, and to ultimately understand that, yes, what the other person, how the other person expressed themselves, whether they were rude or just any kind of things that made you as a woman feel crumbled, you know, is to understand that ultimately it is not about you, that the person did what they did. It's like, I heard this analogy and I really liked it. You know, they say people are like dumpsters, like trash cans. You know, you absorb all the trash for the week, and then somebody comes to you along on Monday and you take all the trash on them, right? And it's a little stinky example, but a little smelly example from the trash. But this is really, really how it is. We go through these experiences, and to understand you know, I went through a breakup several years ago that really was part of this whole what I was telling you, that I started working with the shaman, was a whole part of that experience that I was in a relationship, and it ended, and it was really a painful experience. And then ultimately to understand that everything that happened, everything that transpired, everything was the actual class for me to graduate. And I felt that, and I felt in one of the channeling or experiences that I had and working with somebody that this was in order to graduate from that experience. The cost is that experience, and and so we it is to go through that experience to understand ultimately, and this is the work that I do. It's whether it's a few weeks program or single programs or working with sound, is to understand that everything is here for you and not to you. Nothing is happening to you, it's happening for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why, Ilan, you decided to focus more on women?
Okay, so first of all, I love working with women. I grew up with women. I connect to the feminine energy. I say I'm 51% masculine and 49 feminine, So, and on top of that, I've my lessons were and are through the feminine and through the masculine, but first through the feminine. And what is happening today, for example, with the hashtag Me Too movement, this is something that is so crucial, especially now because of end of a relationship, because it all starts and ends with the feminine. From Kabbalistic standpoint and Judaic standpoint, everything is the mother. There are four faculties to our brain. There are several conscious worlds, and everything is the birth of the mother. If we look at the tree of life, we have the crown, we have the wisdom, we have the understanding, we have the tiferet, the glory. There are a lot of all the sfirot, all the stages. It is all a birth. It is the first four stages are called the birth of a mother, from a mother. And so everything is through the feminine. What happened is with the Me Too, what I see that, the way I see that, is that there is some kind suddenly a separation. What happened with the oppression of the patriarch over the matriarch for thousands of years, right? What is happening potentially, and probably it needs to happen that way. It goes all the way to the other side. So now, and I'm not saying everybody, but now we are here goddesses. We are here to teach you men how to behave. We are the best. We are and what is happening, I'm not saying it is not true, but it is, again, how we look at it, right? It is how we look at it. And the crucial thing is that if there is not healing with the masculine, with the patriarch, not necessarily the masculinity, but could be the patriarch, the patriarchality. I don't think there is no such a word, but
You created it.
yeah, there we go. If there is no healing, then this work is going to be to the other side. Is going to be taken to the other side. And I've met several women who really had a very strong wound with the patriarch, with the masculine. And if that is not being healed, that is not being embraced together, then the healing won't happen completely.
Yeah.
When we do peace, countries do peace. They do peace with countries that are in war with,
Yeah.
right? Not in peace. And this is to understand that the unity of the feminine and the masculine is inevitable.
Yeah. It's one.
It's one. We start from one. We split here.
That's why I truly feel and believe that in the same way that there is a specific focusing healing on women's and femininity and the feminine way, it should be for the masculine as well. Because
Absolutely.
I feel that the wounds, they're in both sides. Everything
Absolutely.
happened in history in many, many 100,000 years ago for something, I don't know. But all this thing, keeps on going until nowadays. So I feel that right now things are getting better and better because of this, of what you're doing, because of many people like you, they're trying to help the world in general, the energy in general of the world. But I believe at the same time that masculinity as well. There's I don't know if there is a specific healing of this,
No,
but
there
I
is,
believe
but it is through the feminine.
yes,
It is through the
Through the
feminine.
feminine.
Through the feminine,
I understand.
we can come and co-create and be together as one. You know, in Judaism and Kabbalah, a woman is not required to do many of the mitzvot because the
Yeah.
woman is already an elevated spiritual existence.
Mm.
Elevated already. They're extra understanding.
So that's why there is.
So many times, if you don't come from a healed place, or you're coming and you have something against men, then you come into this place and say, I'm here to teach you, you need to listen to me, and it goes to the head, right? And it goes to our monkey mind. Now, the really important thing to go through this is to detach from any emotional attachment. So if somebody is hearing this now and says, what are you talking about? It is first to come to a place to understand that you can always go back to what you feel. Nobody's challenging or questioning what you feel. This is just to illuminate what is. And what is that when we are in the emotive state, when we are angry, first of all, there is in the chapters of our sages in Judaism that the anger takes the person out of this world, because we are the world, our body. When we are in this anger, it's like your blood is rushing. We are a completely different entity. It's like there is something else that gone there.
Yes.
And then we start throwing plates.
In the Greek dance as well, they throw plates.
No, that's why I was saying that, because you go anywhere. They have restaurants where you
This
can
is
go.
a good way, though, of throwing plates. Because you dance and you have fun. You're in a good positive vibe there. So if you want to throw plates, throw only when you dance.
Throw it at
Greek dance.
At your computer screen. You can throw it.
As well. So if there's people out there that they're interested in learning more about healing, and especially healing women healing, is it you're focusing more in the sound healing therapies for women, or also in a spiritual level? As a spiritual mentor.
So the sound is a tool. We are made of sound. So I'll just one sentence that what I do is really a spiritual mentoring and guidance for those who are ready to reclaim their power, not power over somebody, but power to remember your divine power and where you're going and how are you going. And I use sound as a tool, as a crucial to your musician. Yeah. As a tool, because we are made of frequencies. Each part of our body has a frequency. Our brain, our energetic systems. I use different techniques to combine different frequencies, so it will create a different effect. It's called binaural beats. It's combining certain, and I use it with Tibetan bowls. And this is really a tool to bring whoever, I don't know, sometimes looking there, something there, to bring you
both ways,
to bring you to a place, to align you, to hone all your energies in, to clean your toxins away. And if you are having a physical ailment, that is a different specific work. So I do it on several levels, also on the spiritual level, to show you your own door to your own jungle, if you will. And then on a more specific, if you are having, I work with cancer patients, Alzheimer. Sound has been proven, let's put it this way, has been confirmed by science in the last, I don't know, several years, many years, that it works. But it works. But this was always there. You know, it was always there. It was in Kabbalah and Judaism. It was always there. It is all existing. So each part of our body has a frequency. So I take, for example,
show us.
I take, for example, this bowl. These are handmade bowls. I didn't bring all of them. I just brought 2, 3, and then we're going to do something interesting with you.
Okay.
And and so, for example, this is a bowl, and its frequency. I use Tibetan bowls because these are made of 7 metals, and each metal has a different frequency, corresponds to different energy section of your body, or if you have any physical ailments, and it can be used in different ways to evoke what is needed, right? And then after we do this work, if I work with somebody who is needing a lot more work to many with many issues, many things to discover, then this will be most of the time the first tool that we'll use to just hone us in, bring us to a place of clarity and of a good feeling with ourselves. And from that place, we don't have attachments. We don't have a lot of things that we carry with us every day. And I use different Kabbalistic and different special prayers with different words and different ways to use that. I don't want to use it here because it is too... I don't want to use it here. And so, for example, this ball is 285 hertz. 285 hertz, this specific one, sends messages to the brain and to the cells in your body to regenerate themselves. And so it brings to relaxation, but the specific of this particular frequency is to send healing instructions. It is not going and fixing your skin or any kind of something that you have on your body, but it sends messages to the computer, to our brain, to send healing and to start repairing that which is torn. Now, I take this, for example, and I will combine it, for example, with another ball, right? For example. And then we have, so this is 282 hertz. This is 285.
85.
Okay. Now,
82.
282. Okay. So now, if I take these two frequencies, what is happening is, I don't know if I can do this like this. I don't know if I can, here. Why don't you do this? Give me your hand.
Cancel the music. Okay.
Yeah.
There we are.
Both hands. Exactly. One hand on top of the other, like that. Don't hug the ball. Just let it sit. Just let it sit here and hold it. Okay. So I'm going to do this, right? And let's put it near the mic. A little bit. And then this. So when you hear the frequencies first, just allow it to sit in. And what the brain is doing, it takes the difference between the 285 hertz and the 282 hertz, and your brain is actually listening now to three frequencies: 285, 282, and 3. It is the interval between the 285 and 82, and the brain automatically does that. So the goal of this is to get to the 3 hertz, which we cannot listen. As humans, we can only listen up lower to 20 hertz, about 20 hertz, from 20 to 20 kilohertz to 20,000 hertz, okay? So if I want to receive a 3 hertz, which is has to do with the theta healing and really going to very deep meditative states, okay? What I will do, I will put on one ear 282, on the other ear 285, and the brain gives us the 3 hertz. So we are able to listen to the 3 hertz, not through our ears, but through the natural creation of sound and frequency. And that 3 hertz is creating healing, specific relaxation, and deep relaxation and rejuvenation. And 285 creates the healing to the cells. Every frequency, so you're getting multiple levels of healing and working. I worked with a how did that feel, by the way? Did you feel the vibration?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and usually I ask people to take any metal off.
It's the metal, right?
Any metal disturbs the frequency to be received into your body. Yeah. Well, that will do something more interesting than this idea.
My ring. Mom, my ring. Gift from my mom.
And so
my question is,
yeah. So sound eventually is the building block as a decoy kind of thing to get into
That-
diving deep and going deep.
So what happened when the brain and the body feels the 3 hertz?
Well, you're going into after a while, and the best thing is to do without any distractions, because we're distracted by our eyes and everything. Our body goes into a very, very, very deep. Almost, you can come to a place almost where you can lower, not almost, but you can lower your heart rate. You can bring your heart rate into very low, and they use those techniques in different, I see this in movies and all thing, but it's a real thing. People that are training to lower their heart rate. And so sound is one thing. And sound is I worked with a cancer patient that that she was constantly on pain medication, constantly, because she was already terminal. She was already few days, really. I mean, after a few days, she really passed away, because she was already months with this. And but what happened is, went there. It was somebody that I knew, and went there, and I gave her a whole, about a session is about an hour and a half to 2 hours, including our connection and how we receive. And she did not take her medication for 24 hours. Like, she had to take medication every 3 hours or some every 4 hours just to ease the pain. We started at about 3 p.m., something like that. And she did not take medication until the next morning. And she did not feel any pain. She had vivid dreams. And it was humbling. It was amazing. It was amazing to see that it works. That it works, and it's not just on her, but it's on others. It's on me. But it works. And so when you are in this state, any state of meditative state, you're in this in that state, especially if a lower 3 hertz, you bring yourself into a very, very deep relaxation. I'll tell you one more thing. If you're spiritual and you are exploring different ways to expand your consciousness or to expand your understanding, when you go to sleep at night, if you bring yourself to a very relaxed place, something that is without any distractions of what is going out, kids, and you're able to bring yourself to a deep meditative state. And there are YouTube videos that you can, I could give a reference later, that you can look at, and it'll help you to come to that state. You can bring yourself to an alter state. And the alter state is just before you go to sleep. The body goes into kind of this alter state where your body, just before you fall asleep, your body just relaxes, just lets go of everything and anything that is around. And then soon afterwards, we fall asleep. But practicing with bowls and practicing different meditations, you can stay, and with training, you can stay conscious through that alter state. And I've experienced that several times, and it is exhilarating. It is experiencing winter, summer, autumn, spring, night, morning, cold, hot, all at the same time. And this is really ultimately, this is why we have time, so we can experience it in a linear way, because otherwise everything will be at once. When you experience out-of-body experience, you understand that things are all at once. So when you are remembering something that happened for you 5-10 years ago, and you bring yourself into that space, did it really happen 5-10 years ago, or is it happening all over again?
Yeah, it's like that. It's happening again.
Yeah. So that's yeah.
I remember there's a friend of mine that he's and actually my partner, he's into chakras. So he did a specific state, I remember the name, that he brought me back to my years when I was a child.
Mhm.
And we remembered, in order to find a relief, one of my most painful moments was when I lost my dog, my first dog, when I was like 10 years old. And I remember it like it was there. And then I saw something. I saw my dog coming at me, and my dog tried to release me from this. And I couldn't believe it. I was crying like a baby, and I couldn't control it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was controlling it, but it's not myself here on earth. I felt that it's something else.
Yes, you tapped into that.
Yeah.
You tapped into this play. And when I say tapped, is coming from a release. Yeah, we have in our brain like a router that keeps the information from coming in and out. And in certain times, like meditation or herbs, I work also with herbs and different herbs that in the tea that I make. You can come to a place where there is open communication, where this router goes to sleep. It's like somebody unplugged.
Yeah.
Punk. And then there is free highway between your higher state of being or of mind, and so yeah, so you.
My question is, because I wanted to do this question before, about when you're receiving and when your heart goes to the three, when you feel the 3 hearts, and then you have lower rates, and how I perceive this, how I know that I'm in this level now, how I feel it without even putting it into words.
You feel it. This is an expansion. You feel it as an expansion,
and it happens
in your body.
And then most of the patients, they have like release. They feel like relief. They feel.
Well, it is release.
What they explained to you after this? Did you have any comments? Any comments after this?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I have also people all the time write, and the people, many people went through. Some of them went to a birth. I had a birthing, almost like a birth experience. This is a whole different, level of experience, and so. But something like you've experienced, somebody experienced with somebody that was passing away. And the relief that you're talking about is a relief from the preoccupation in our mind and in the stories that we make. And then when you see you just feel what is, there is no attachment, there is just pure feeling of love, of acceptance, without any attachment to anything or anybody. Nobody. It is nothing. I didn't do anything to you. You didn't do anything to me. It's just this pure love, this pure expansion. Now, I say love. It's like there are different ways that we are experiencing that, but you're feeling it within yourself. And what it is the feeling that you feel towards yourself, with yourself. You're feeling it within yourself. You're feeling in harmony. You're feeling the harmony of everything. And when you're not, it is like driving on a car with square wheels. You don't get very far. And so it is that feeling, and you can many ways to come to that feeling. And so when somebody comes to me and we do this work and said, divorce, especially in California, because I've went through this my own, and I've dealt with it myself, and I realized that this is all a game, and and there are several ways to work with that. So I help also women that are in the midst of a divorce, not to help them. Oh, let's knock that out. On the contrary, is to discover the power of creation, the power that you have, the vitality that you have, that was sidestepped by all this attorney nonsense. Now, there are many times that you can avoid having an attorney, and that's in those times. This is where I show how. And it is all up to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Let's play some music. Let's listen to something. And we will be back, guys. Ilan will be here also with us. We will talk about an event that is coming up. Ilan will talk more about this and some future events. And then we will have the live a small taste of the sound healing that Ilan is doing. And if you're interested, guys, for more info, you can direct message to Ilan as well, to his email. You can find his email on his website, to the contact information. You will go to the www.bodysoulsoundconnection.com. I have every information on the description above that you may find about Ilan, and you can ask your questions. Just the small comments here that we have, and people watching us, Dina, Tammy from Israel, and Jerusalem is watching us. Lots of kisses. Also Yossi as well, Rivka Cohen, George Capelleris from Australia, and Adamandios from Athens. He says, good evening, and good night from Athens.
Good evening, good night.
And Meita Levi says, Kalispera, παιδιά από το Israel. Good evening, guys, I'm from Israel.
Oh, hello, Metal.
And Nectarios Foris Ashotis as well. And here I have Joy from California. Hello, beautiful. Hello, Ilan. Thank you so much. Interesting show today. Hello, Ilan. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome, and thank you. Thank God.
Let's listen to an amazing song, French artist. We're supporting the new artist here in Allegro Hebrew Radio. Demain, La Terra by Gage. Listen to the song.
La pluie ne tombera plus, le vent ne soufflera plus comme avant, mais on dansera sous le soleil, même si rien n'est vraiment pareil. La vie ne chantera plus, l'ami n'accueillera plus sous son toit, mais toi tu vis dans ta tanière, y a vraiment pas de quoi être fier. Demain la terre pourrait tourner à l'envers. Pourquoi s'en faire? Nous on ne manque pas d'air pour l'instant. Fini, on mord la poussière. Des gens meurtris ferment les yeux comme en enfer. Mais toi tu as choisi de te taire. Après tout, t'as le droit d'avoir l'air.
Plus d'eau, plus de lendemain, plus chaud, mais pas plus humain. Dis-moi, pourquoi tu attends que le ciel ou l'argent, ou l'envie, ou le temps nous guérissent de tous ces malheurs? Cette folie humaine, l'espoir de changer demain, vient illuminer la scène où se joue notre destin. Tu as vu où ça nous mène, alors donne un coup de main, réveille-toi.
Demain la terre pourrait tourner à l'envers. Pourquoi s'en faire? Nous on ne manque pas d'air. Demain la terre pourrait tourner à l'envers. Pourquoi s'en faire? Nous on ne manque pas d'air pour l'instant.
אתם מאזינים לרדיו ישראלי יווני בלוס אנג'לס.
Συντονιστείτε στον ελληνοεβραϊκό ραδιοφωνικό σταθμό του Λος Άντζελες στο www.lahhradio.com πατώντας Listen Live και στη σελίδα μας στο Facebook. Okay, I'll change the music now. I'll put something more into the subject. Ilan is like, yeah, that's it. So we're back. Allegri Hebrew Radio, Art Direction Show. We have about 10-15 minutes left for our show. And I have with me Ilan Azulai. Is that
Hello.
correct, the last
Ilan
name?
Azulai, yes.
Azulai. So Ilan Azulai, the Israeli, and now here in the States, in Los Angeles, California, spiritual mentor and sound healing therapist. He's talking about his career, what happened. He's talking about everything that has to do with sound healing, everything that has to do also with your spirit, raising your spirit as well. And he gave a lot of examples about this. And right now, before we're going to have a small performance, a small sound healing. But before this, remember that behind we have the website of Ilan is bodysoundconnection.com. If you want to go and send a direct message to Ilan, you can also direct message to his Facebook, Instagram as well, if you're interested. Is that right, Ilan?
Yes, Body Soul Sound.
And Ilan, what's going on now? What are you mostly into it now?
Well, this is not a 9-to-5 job.
Multitasking, I suppose.
Yeah, but
And you like it.
I like it. I love it. I love it. But the reality is that we only do things one thing at a time.
That's true.
So this is not a 9-to-5 job. This is something that is with me all the time. So every time that there is an opportunity to communicate and to connect and to bring sound into the presence and to use our voice, what we speak, how we think, what we speak, and how we are transmitting everything. This is a crucial thing. This is also, I have a radio program. I think you know about that, right?
Yeah, you told me. Tell us a little bit more about this.
So I have a radio program on LA Talk Radio. It's called Abracadabra. Create what you speak. Abracadabra. Do you know what abracadabra is?
Abracadabra is when you do, I remember
Poof.
when, bravo,
Rabbit.
bravo.
Poof. Hey.
In what radio, Ilan?
LA Talk Radio.
LA Talk Radio, and people can find your show.
It's on my Facebook. It's every Sunday at 12 p.m. And
they listen to it. It's on the FM, on the website.
It's live. It's on the website, on the LA Talk Radio website, and the show is called Abracadabra, and it's also Facebook. So I usually don't do live podcasting, okay. But it's live
and broadcasting.
Also. Okay. So it's broadcasting and then podcasting. What I want to say is that Abracadabra comes from the Aramaic language. Aramaic language.
Where is Aramaic language located?
Well, no, it's not being used anymore. I mean, it is being used by some people, but it's an old language used with Judaism. Jews used Aramaic a long time ago. It's a very, very strong language. Really.
You know a little bit.
Here a word, a few there, a few in the here there. But abracadabra means literally, I create as I speak. I create Abracadabra. Abracadabra, that's where abracadabra came from. Many things that we see today, really the roots come from the Kabbalah or Judaic scripture. I mean, really a lot of it goes all down to the creation, all to that granular level. And so I'm doing the radio program, really love that. It will be great to have you.
Yeah, it will be my honor.
Yeah.
So
we can play music.
Yes, we can do it. Live music as well. And you're focusing more on what in your live talk radio?
So this is what it is. These are tools. These are tools for everyday life. How to manifest our dreams. How to take what doesn't serve us, and how to receive and how to share tools.
It's a conversation with the listeners, I suppose.
Sometimes with the listener, but sometimes it's conversation between me and all our 13 us.
Oh.
We're 13 inside.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, me neither until they told me.
Tell us a little bit more about this. 13 inside us? 13
Well-
what? 13 Ilans and 13 Vassilias?
Well, I mean, if you want 13, it's okay. You know, it's like I have the 13th. I don't know about you.
How do we know?
Oh well, ask them.
Ask
No,
them?
No, so the
Okay.
question,
I'll ask them
you can
tonight.
tap into this. You can tap. These
Oh.
are all levels of consciousness. You know, these are all levels of consciousness. And when I was a kid, I would talk to different entities. I would have different, and I would see different visions, and I would have different. But I never shared it with anybody. And when I did, it was really shunned down. So it kind of shied off. And I grew up in a house where.
Thinking you're crazy or you're talking with yourself and
Well,
you
I
have
mean,
illusions
it's not.
and all
That's
these
exactly,
things.
exactly. And it's like today, you have a headache, take a pill. You have this, take a pill.
No.
And this is where the world is.
You're listening, Mom? No.
No pills, because you can't heal yourself with a system that made you sick in the first place. You know, sometimes we need operation, we need acute attention, we need attention that's something else, medical intervention. But like a headache pill, one of those Advils, you know what they do actually? You have a headache. What does the body tells you? I need sugar, I need water, I need something, food, I need carbs, right? What the pill does, it tells your brain, you don't have pain. Abracadabra, you don't have pain, right? So what happens is you don't feel the pain, but your body is still in need.
Yeah.
And so you're deteriorating your body.
Listen.
You know? Listen.
I was saying that to them every time and
Well,
they
but
didn't believe me.
Yeah, but you're the daughter. That's different.
Right now,
yeah.
she's dealing with a pain in her teeth. A lot of pain. She's dealing with it many years, and she's not accepting going to the doctor. She's afraid of it. She's taking pills to calm the teeth down, and she's dealing with this a lot of years. And I'm telling her, do something. It's why you're doing this to yourself.
Yeah. Well, I believe, and I'm not saying that
And
that your
again,
mom
and I'm
doesn't-
not saying just my mom, every
Yeah,
woman, every person. They're dealing with something, a kind of specific pain sometimes, every once in a while. Some of them, they're dealing with this.
No, I understand that. The thing is, I believe, is to try and understand for these kind of things that have been trickled down over the centuries, and now we're taking pill. It's very hard to break that chain, especially for somebody in that age range. So it is to introduce into immediately something that works, to change the structure, the molecular structure,
To
if you
break
will,
the chain.
of how she thinks about it. You know, it's all about how we perceive things.
Yeah.
And so this is, for example, with patients that are with heavy medications and even just headache medications, even just cramps. You have cramps, right? You know, women go through the so you have cramps, and there are different plants. I have a tea, it's called high tea. It's for a higher state of consciousness, and one of the
I
ingredients.
saw about this. Yes, it's here on the website. High tea.
Yeah, and so if you click on it, then but the thing is, I don't know if you can, but oh, look at this technology. Oh. So I talk here about the benefits that are there's different events, but the benefits that each plant has in the tea, and one of them is raspberry leaves. Raspberry leaves are good for cramping, are good for many pains, many pain in our stomach. So every plant has a different thing. We have everything in the world. We were created into a perfect harmony. We are the cacophony. We are doing all the mess, you know, right?
Cacophony.
Cacophony.
This is also a Greek word.
Yeah. So yeah, cacao. So it is hard to get out of a belief system that you've been doing for so many years.
It's hard, but it's possible.
It is possible.
If you want it, it's happening.
It is possible.
Because you said at the very first minute of our show that if you don't know what you want, if you find what you don't want.
Exactly. That's a way to do that. That's a way to do that. One of the things that you asked me about today, I'm working for the past 8 years. I've been working on a documentary, and the documentary is almost it's
been 8 years, huh?
It's been 8 years.
Wow.
I haven't touched the film for a little bit in the recent years, like 2 or 3 years, because of things that were happening and the transitions and shifts that I was going through and still going through. But that is a blessing because it came to a halt. All the production, everything, and the characters, everything were produced up to a certain point. I produced everything to a certain point, and then I had to go into my own journey, into my own jungle, into really discovering how I was, how I perceived myself, how I believed also in myself.
What is the documentary about?
Documentary tells the story of 3 different individuals that, despite their dreams, their aspirations, their wants, they all ended up in the red light district of Tel Aviv.
So it's real story.
These are all real stories, and the film takes us through their stories and through their pain and tribulations and what happened to them, and eventually to see, can they rise above what society reduced them to be? And it is for us, can we rise above every challenge that we have? How do we look at our challenges? How do we go from point A to point B in harmony? And what do we choose? What do we choose that works for us? And so the one a woman in the film, she was kidnapped from Russia when she was 17 years old for the sex trade in Israel. Another person there is an American who moved to Israel to open a shelter for women in prostitution. And the third person is an ex-trafficker of women who seeks redemption.
Wow.
So now initially they all don't know one another.
Wow.
But eventually their story and their drama, their connection is really about resilience. Can we rise above what we believe, what we told ourselves about ourselves?
Are you also in the documentary? Are you also part of this?
No.
In front of cameras, I mean.
Not in front of the camera.
Okay.
Not in front of the camera. Behind the camera. At one point I thought it was about me, but it is not.
So you're the writer?
I'm the director,
the
producer,
producer.
and writer. I mean, I had a lot of help.
What's the name of the documentary that is coming up?
Holy Ghetto.
Holy Ghetto.
Yeah.
And when Ilan, you're planning to release the documentary?
You know, there is a sentence in Hebrew, רבות מחשבות בלב איש ועצת אדוני, עצת השם היא תקום. Many thoughts in our head, and only the plan that needs to come out will come out by God. So there are negotiations really now.
Time is a creation of the human being.
It is. Time started from first man, right?
Yeah.
From Adam, 6th day, right? There was a lot of theological.
Yeah.
And so this year, I believe that this will be completed. Whether it will come out, it'll probably be next year.
So people will find out also. You will put
Later
it also
on,
in your Instagram, your social media,
when time
and websites.
Comes, yeah, when time comes, and yeah.
And about performances, the music part of it.
The music part of what? Of the film, or of what I do?
Of the film? Is there any music part of the film?
There is, but not
Okay.
not this point to share about this.
So you told me also before that you are going to Israel for some shows as well.
Yes, so I am
this summer.
I'm going June, God willing. I'm going June to Israel. I'm going to do a couple of a few workshops over there.
Where? In many places.
Yeah, one of them is in Dizengoff. It's called Urban Shaman. Urban Shaman is great. I've been their place. They have a vegan restaurant and everything, and underneath.
Are you?
I'm not vegan, but I don't eat meat much, or I don't drink dairy. I don't eggs. I do, but I'm not.
Okay, I'm pescatarian.
A pescatarian. All right, there you go, if you will. Sometimes
step by step.
Sometimes I'm pescatarian. Sometimes I'm pes chicken. So
they call it flexitarian. What you are right now.
It's flexible.
It's in fashion now. The flexitarian phrase of somebody being flexitarian.
Okay.
They mean that it means that they don't eat meat too many times. Like they eat meat once a month, once every 3 weeks, once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, something like that.
It's flexible. Like you don't eat meat every day or twice a week. It's flexible. Maybe when I eat once a month, I'll do it. This is flexitarian. This is how they call it.
All right. Well, hey.
You learn something new.
Absolutely. Hey, I love new words. New words that give meaning. We make meaning. The words are meaning. We make meaning. This is really what it is all about.
And that's why you created a word before. And I told you, you created a word. Sophocles and the ancient Greek tragedies and all the books that they were reading, they created their own words.
That's right.
And also Shakespeare as well.
That's right.
He created so many words. Why? Who was he? I mean, he created something. That's why we say that words, it's a creation of a human being.
Yeah, it is a complete shiftization.
Yeah.
Right? We're in a place of shifting.
So about Israel, you're doing some...
So I'm going there. It's called Urban Shaman. It's in Dizengoff. I don't remember the exact name, but I have the event. And it's a Kabbalah sound herbal therapy. So I'm bringing my tea, and we're doing some binaural bits, working with sound bowls. And
Ilan
music.
is the event that we posted here. This here,
I didn't
the
bring
event
my
here.
eyes. Yeah, this
Sound,
is the event.
okay.
Yeah, this is the event. And you can read the description of what is.
Okay.
Actually, this one. I'm sorry.
This one, it's in Liberate Hollywood. It's in Los Angeles.
This one is in Liberate Hollywood next week, but this will be the same event, just written in Hebrew.
Oh.
It'll be written in Hebrew, but it'll be similar event. And in this event, if you go, it's written in English now.
Yeah.
On May 30th, I have a ceremony / workshop where we go through the process of experiencing sound, words, and different Kabbalistic meditations that I do here. And the similar event will be also in Tel Aviv.
When?
On June 13th.
Okay, so first of all, the event that is coming up is the Sound Bath Kabbalah Sound Herbal Therapy by Ilan. It's on May 30. It's here in Los Angeles, in the Liberate Hollywood. Yeah. What is the Liberate Hollywood Center?
It's a center. It's a beautiful center. They have different classes. There are different workshops.
Yeah, I see.
Crystals, if you want to buy, and all everything that has to do with I call it becoming.
Wow. I posted the event, guys, here in the description when you see the Facebook live podcasting show as well. Ilan, would you mind saying that also in Israel, the event that is coming up for our Hebrew friends, Israeli friends?
The one
June 30th.
In June 30th.
In Israel.
In May 30th. Oh, in June 13th. Okay.
13.
אז שלום לכולם. טוב לדבר עברית סוף סוף. ביוני 13, בעזרת השם, אני אהיה בתל אביב, בדיזנגוף, מקום שנקרא אורבן שמן, ואני אעביר שם סדנה לריפוי וחיזוק עם סאונד ותי צמחים. זה העצמה אישית, העצמה נשית, דרך סאונד, דרך החיבורים המיוחדים שיש לנו, דרך הוויברציות והתדרים, ועוד כמה הפתעות נחמדות. ביוני 13 ב-8 בערב, כן, 8 בערב, אורבן שמן דיזנגוף.
Perfect. How beautiful. I love this language.
Oh, I love the language. It's wonderful. You know, Hebrew, in the 22 letters of Hebrew, you have the entire universe is encoded. In the all 22 letters of the Hebrew language. The entire universe. You know, I'll give you an example. Take the word O. In English, it's O-R. In Hebrew, it's Aleph Vav Reish. You have the dot above the Vav. It is an O. You take the dot underneath the Vav, it is Avir. Two very basic elements that we need is light and air.
Wow.
And so you have here in just a split of a second an understanding of what... Also, the Hebrew language is a language of essence. And what do I mean by that without any offense to anybody?
Yeah, it's the language that you grew up and you know a lot of things about Hebrew.
There is a lot. Yeah, there is also from a spiritual, from a divine channel of energy. You know, the Hebrew really gives the names for everything based on their essence. So, for example, a dog. In English, a dog is D-O-G. What does that mean? Nothing. It means D-O-G, dog. But in Hebrew, kelev means kulo lev, all heart. This is what a dog is.
Wow.
All heart. A cat, for example. Chatul, a cat. Here it's a cat. It's a cat. This is a good thing. I'm doing this as I'm playing, as I'm talking. A cat comes from lechatel, comes from diapering, but diapering in the sense of you beautify, you contain it to yourself, clean after yourself.
Yes.
And this is what the cat does.
Yeah, taking care of their own selves.
And in Kabbalah and Judaism say, if you want to learn manners, look at the cat.
Wow. Yeah. I have 2 cats in my house.
Well,
I love them.
No wonder. That explains who sits in front of them.
I love them so much. Are we ready to do anything? Yes.
So what we're going to do, we're going to use you. We're going to
experiment
on you. And I'm going to bring a sound bowl that is above 500 hertz. Everything above 500 hertz is frequency of love. Everything above 500. We as a collective in the world,
Wow.
we are just shy above 200, which is, we have a lot of work to do.
What's the normal rate of the human being listening?
There is,
Hertz. The
we are listening between 20 to 20,000.
Okay.
20 to 20,000. So, but anything above 500 is frequency of love.
Okay.
The lowest frequency is of shame. And this is really where many people go into places of shame when they don't want to deal with something, or they're faced with something and they don't know how to deal with this. It is shame. It is all eventually comes down there. And it has to do with relationships as well.
Yeah.
And this is what I talk also about the program, about relationships. How do we choose our partners? What place we inhabit in ourselves to choose our partners? And those places are the same places that sometimes we need a little attention to create a big shift. So I'm going to bring that the big bowl, and I will be right back.
We'll be right back, guys. We are changing a little bit the studio right now.
Ταμπέλα στην πλάτη, μα ξεχνάς πως εσύ είσαι η απάτη. Μου μιλάς, ξαφνικά νιώθω κάτι. Ξέρεις τον δρόμο και με σιγουριά, χωρίς να πάρω καμιά μυρωδιά, να μου μπαίνει στο μάτι, να μου μπαίνει στο μάτι. Σας προπάτω και σγίνει η καρδιά μου άνω κάτω. Επίρρησε πειρασμός σαν τους λίγους. Αύριο θα σε καπνώ, ξέρω στο κάτω-κάτω. Ξέρω στο κάτω-κάτω. Ξέρω στο κάτω-κάτω. Ξέρω στο κάτω-κάτω. Με σφινάκια μια ζάλη μου ζητάς να δούμε αύριο πάλι. Με μετράς, πάει κι άλλο μπουκάλι. Με έχεις του βάρη, δεν έχω τελειά και με λυκνίζεις σαν νερά. Έχω κάνει κεφάλι, έχω κάνει κεφάλι.
Nothing. I can hear it. I don't hear anything. Hey. No. Oh, this is good. Okay.
So right now we are ready. We are turning. I'm going to turn the camera now on the other side, so you will see what's going on.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Okay, we are back. Ilan, I'm coming.
Oh, great. I'm waiting. I am waiting. Okay. So I asked Vassilia to... Oh, I'm with my back to the camera.
Yeah.
That's not good. So I'll do this.
Perfect.
There we go. I asked Vassilia to take her shoes off. And I'm going to ask you to step into the bowl. Yes, just stand there. Exactly. Oh, you don't have headphones. Okay. So I would like you to just close your eyes and just breathe in from your nose, out from your nose, feeling everywhere you are. You're healed.
Open my eyes.
When you can, when you're ready, you can.
Wow. Wow.
How does that feel?
Well, you know that you feel, you feel all the vibrations, everything. And I came up to the point that I felt all the parts of my body, especially here, the back. I felt that there's something that I have to, I don't know, something was talking to me that I was focusing more here for some reason. I felt all the parts of my body, but mostly here.
Yeah. Do you have anything going on with your shoulders? Your shoulders are a little tense or damaged or something? Because this is tighter than this one. Do you have anything going on your left side?
No, but I'm working out and I'm putting more effort on my left side than on my right side.
That's why.
And I had my personal trainer told me that I have to work out both as well.
So you see, sound is the only modality that will tell me what's going on with you without you telling me.
Wow.
And so, and working with the energies and when I do work with energy, so I'm also certified in Reiki and NLP. So I have a lot of tools to bring to the healing and to harmonization of everything, right? Wow, this is good. Yeah, and also I felt your energy here.
Yes, here.
Yeah.
The whole place, but it's because this is the first time that I'm doing this, so that's why I felt every part of my body like it was the first step, and then something made me focus more here.
Yeah, well, we need to do a session.
Yes.
There we go.
Oh my God, you convinced me, guys. Go and have a look at the event. And before Ilan leaves Israel, when are you coming back?
July 4th.
July 4th, you're coming back for more. If they're
Doing
coming
more
up,
events
more
here,
and more events coming up.
and we'll start hosting more events in private homes, and so I go to private. So I do it either in yoga studios, but primarily I work with people in their own home. So I go out to people's home where the environment is familiar, is comfortable.
So it's better individually, private, or group?
I do groups,
both,
and individually I work with individual women or couples, and then we go into a whole healing through communication and speech and different energy work. And many times when I work with somebody, like I work with you, I would feel something, or I would get an information that pertains only to you, and so I will bring it up. We'll work through that. And many times those little things, what appear to be little, those are kind of things that trigger a whole domino effect of why you're having this and where it is going. And this bowl, really, the other bowl that I use, really is for your solar plexus, and a little bit towards your sacral chakra. And so solar plexus is the third chakra, and there are 7, but they all come from Sefirot and the Kabbalah. But the solar plexus is your power, is your core,
the guts.
Yes, but it is more about your drive, your confidence in you, in what you have to bring to the world, and all the gifts that you have. The sacral is more your creativity, your sexuality, more primal. But this is really coming out of your shell. So combination of 535, which is above that, it's love and really rejuvenations of cells. And then you have other bowls. So when I work with somebody, I have about 20 bowls, different ones, and
that's why at the beginning it made me smile. And I was
tingling.
Like, yes, no, I don't know, for some reason it made me smile. I was like, do I supposed to smile or not? And then I was like, there's nothing that you're supposed to do. If you want to feel it, just feel it and smile. And then I felt more like relief, and I smiled, because this is what I wanted to do at that moment.
This is what it is. But this also induces this feeling of what we talk about, the feeling of expansion, of love.
Yes.
And because this is above 500, it creates a certain vibration that moves you. It's like moving pieces of Tetris into a place, like the game, or you're moving like a puzzle into the place. And then so again, this is a tool to connect back into your heart, to connect back to the place really where we belong, really where is home, and try to see all the facades that is outside, that is quite good at its job to sway us out of ourselves.
Wow, Ilan, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you so much for
Thank
everything.
you.
Thank you, everybody. I know that they're basically watching here right now.
Yeah, something like that.
Instead of watching us.
But that's okay. We can, it's nothing is permanent except for change, right?
This is live, guys. You know that this is live. This is live that is going on. Thank you so much, Ilan. One last time, where everybody that is interested, they want to find you, where they can contact you.
bodysoulsoundconnection.com, or just bodysoulsounds.com, and facebook.com/bodysoulsound. It is all the connection between our body, our soul, which is in the pineal gland actually, and the sound, which brings everything together.
And also on your website, you're posting the upcoming events.
Events on the website and on the Facebook. And every Friday I put out a video that gives tools and daily
LA
tools.
Talk Radio.
Well, that's Sunday. LA Talk Radio.
Sunday.
A video on Facebook I do. So I have a channel there that I do a video. But on Sunday at 12 p.m., it is LA Talk Radio.
Yes.
LATalkRadio.com, and then the show is called Abracadabra.
Abracadabra.
Create.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much
for watching us, listening to us.
Toda rabba.
This is Ilana Zulai. Thank you so much. This was the Art Direction Show. Thank you for being here all this time. Lots of kisses.
Thank you, Vassilia.
Thank you, Ilan.
Thank you.